a couple in a long-distance, open marriage, navigate the complexities of love and independence across continents, ultimately finding a deeper connection and renewed commitment in a transition to monogamy. In the quaint, bustling streets of Paris, Vincent strolled with a sense of purpose, his mind often drifting across the Atlantic to his wife, Sophia. They had chosen a life less ordinary, a marriage that spanned continents, he in Europe, she in North America. Their love story was not penned with conventional ink, it was a testament to the modern age, a narrative punctuated by time zones and technology. Vincent, a tall, slender man with thoughtful eyes, had always been a wanderer at heart. His job in architectural design allowed him the luxury of working remotely, a benefit that fed his nomadic soul. Sophia, with her vibrant personality and love for academia, found her calling as a sociology professor in Toronto. They had met during one of Vincent's brief sojourns to Canada and, against all odds, their connection had been instantaneous and deep. Their decision to enter into an open marriage was born not of necessity, but of a profound understanding of each other's independence. It was an agreement forged with mutual respect and trust, qualities that had become the bedrock of their relationship. They communicated daily, their conversations a blend of mundane details and deeper musings about life and love. This particular morning, Vincent's phone buzzed with a message from Sophia. Her words were a warm embrace, a reminder of their unbreakable bond. He smiled, typing a response before slipping the phone back into his pocket and continuing his walk to a quaint cafe he frequented. Here, he often sat, sipping espresso and working on his designs, his thoughts occasionally drifting to Sophia. Meanwhile, across the ocean, Sophia's day was just beginning. Her apartment in Toronto was a cozy, eclectic mix of modern and vintage, much like her life. As she sipped her morning coffee, she gazed at the photo of her and Vincent on the mantel. It was taken in Paris, on their last visit together, a moment frozen in time. She missed him, a feeling that was both a sweet ache and a comforting constant in her life. Sophia's schedule was packed, filled with lectures, meetings, and research. Yet, she always made time for her own pursuits outside her marriage. She had a vibrant social circle and occasionally went on dates, experiences she openly shared with Vincent. Their openness with each other was not just about physicality, it was a sharing of experiences, an expansion of life's canvas. Their marriage was a delicate dance of love and freedom. They cherished their individual spaces, yet they were intricately connected. The trust they had in each other was unwavering, and their conversations were never hindered by distance. Video calls, texts, emails, these were their lifelines, their way of bridging the physical gap. In the evening, as Vincent prepared dinner in his Parisian apartment, he video-called Sophia. Seeing her face on the screen, hearing her laughter, he felt the distance melt away. They talked about their days, their plans, and their love, reaffirming the unique nature of their relationship. As they ended the call, promising to talk again the next day, Vincent gazed out his window at the Paris skyline. Despite the physical distance, he felt Sophia's presence, as if she was right there with him. Their love was a journey of discovery, one that transcended boundaries and defied conventions. In their different worlds, they shared one heart, beating in unison across the miles. Vincent's day in Paris started with the brisk morning air wafting through his open window, carrying the distant hum of the city waking up. As he got ready for his day, his thoughts wandered to Sophia, thousands of miles away yet so vivid in his mind. His life in Europe was a blend of old-world charm and contemporary hustle, a balance he had learned to navigate seamlessly. In his circle of friends and colleagues, Vincent was known for his easygoing nature and deep intellect. He had always been open about the nature of his marriage, finding that honesty made his life simpler. His relationships outside his marriage were respectful and clear in their boundaries, something he attributed to the strong foundation he and Sophia had built. Today, he had a lunch date with Elise, a fellow designer he had met at a gallery opening. Their connection was purely intellectual, a meeting of creative minds. Vincent found these interactions invigorating, often sharing insights with Sophia, who always encouraged his explorations. Meanwhile, across the ocean, Sophia's life in Toronto was a colorful tapestry of interactions and experiences. Her university campus was a buzz of activity, and she thrived in its vibrant atmosphere. Her work as a sociology professor was not just a job, it was her passion, providing her with endless material to ponder and discuss with Vincent. Sophia's social life was an eclectic mix of academia and adventure. She often went out with friends, enjoying the diverse cultural offerings of the city. Her experiences with open dating were varied, some deep and meaningful, others light and fleeting. She shared these experiences with Vincent, their openness an essential thread in the fabric of their marriage. Their mutual understanding was not without its challenges. Sometimes, Sophia would feel a twinge of jealousy hearing about Vincent's dates, a natural human reaction she mused. But their foundation of trust and communication always saw them through. They had learned to navigate these emotions with honesty and empathy. Back in Paris, after his lunch with Elise, Vincent spent the afternoon at his studio, immersed in his designs. His work was more than a profession, it was a form of expression, a way to leave his mark on the world. He often shared his projects with Sophia, seeking her perspective which he valued immensely. As the day turned to evening, Sophia wrapped up her lectures and headed to a local art exhibit. She enjoyed these solo adventures, finding them a source of inspiration and reflection. Her life was a beautiful balance of independence and partnership, a rhythm she had mastered over the years. Later that night, as Vincent and Sophia connected over their daily video call, they shared the details of their days. Their conversation flowed effortlessly, a testament to the strength of their bond. They discussed Vincent's lunch with Elise and Sophia's plans to go hiking with a friend the next weekend. Their openness was not just about sharing experiences, it was about sharing life itself. As they said their goodnights, a comfortable silence settled between them, a silent acknowledgement of their unique bond. Despite living in separate worlds, they were connected by unseen ties, a love that was as unconventional as it was unbreakable. The sun had barely risen in Paris, casting a soft glow on the historic buildings. Vincent lay awake, his mind wrestling with a sense of unease that had been growing in recent weeks. The challenges of a long-distance, open marriage were not new to him, but lately, they seemed to weigh heavier. He missed Sophia more acutely, her absence felt more profound in the quiet moments of dawn. As he prepared for his day, Vincent reflected on the recent strains. The time difference between Paris and Toronto often meant truncated conversations or delayed responses. He longed for the ease of shared time zones, where a spontaneous call or a quick message didn't require calculations and adjustments. In Toronto, Sophia faced her own set of challenges. The cultural differences, though subtle, sometimes created misunderstandings in her interactions with others. She missed the effortless understanding she shared with Vincent, born from a shared background and deep emotional connection. Her recent dates had been lackluster, leaving her feeling more isolated in her experiences. Vincent's day was filled with meetings and deadlines, the usual rhythm of his professional life. However, a sense of disconnection lingered in the back of his mind. He found himself checking his phone more often, hoping for a message from Sophia. The physical distance between them felt more pronounced, a gap that technology couldn't always bridge. Sophia's day at the university was similarly occupied, but her thoughts kept drifting to Vincent. She wondered about the sustainability of their arrangement. Their open marriage had always been a source of strength, but now it seemed to echo with a quiet loneliness. The independence they both cherished was starting to feel like a double-edged sword. That evening, as they connected over their usual video call, the conversation took a more serious turn. Vincent shared his feelings of disconnection, his words resonating with Sophia's own sentiments. They discussed the challenges of different time zones and the emotional toll of their physical separation. It was a conversation filled with vulnerability, a testament to the trust they had nurtured over the years. Sophia listened intently, her heart aching with empathy. She shared her recent feelings of isolation, admitting her struggles with the cultural differences and the lack of meaningful connections in her dating life. It was a moment of raw honesty, a sharing of insecurities and fears. The conversation shifted to their memories, reminiscing about the times they had spent together. They spoke of Parisian evenings and Toronto adventures, each memory a reminder of their deep bond. These reflections brought a sense of comfort, a reminder of the strength of their relationship. As they ended the call, a plan began to form. They agreed to make more effort to synchronize their schedules, to find time for longer conversations and more meaningful connections. They decided to focus on quality over quantity in their communications, making each interaction count. Vincent lay in bed that night, gazing at the stars through his window. The conversation with Sophia had brought a sense of clarity. Their love was not without its challenges, but it was resilient, capable of weathering the storms of distance and time. In Toronto, Sophia wrote in her journal, a practice she found therapeutic. She penned down her thoughts and feelings, a mixture of love, longing, and hope. Their journey was not an easy one, but it was theirs, unique and profound. The challenges they faced were just another chapter in their extraordinary story, a narrative of love that spanned continents and defied norms. Sophia's heart fluttered with anticipation as she navigated the bustling Charles de Gaulle airport. After months of separation, she was finally in Paris to reunite with Vincent. The familiar aroma of freshly baked croissants and café au lait filled the air, bringing back a flood of memories from her previous visits. Vincent, equally excited, waited outside, his eyes scanning the crowd for Sophia. The moment he saw her, a wave of relief and joy washed over him. Their embrace was a long-awaited solace, a physical manifestation of their deep emotional connection. The first few days were a blissful blur of shared moments. They revisited their favorite spots in Paris, the city holding a special place in their hearts. The Louvre, Montmartre, and the banks of the Seine, each place echoed with laughter and intimate conversations. The joy of being together again was palpable, a balm to the months of separation. However, as the initial euphoria settled, subtle shifts became apparent. Vincent noticed changes in Sophia's mannerisms and preferences, subtle yet undeniable. She seemed more independent, her experiences in Toronto shaping her in ways he hadn't anticipated. Sophia, in turn, sensed a newfound introspection in Vincent, a change from his usual carefree demeanor. Their conversations started to probe deeper, exploring these changes. Vincent shared his recent introspections about their lifestyle, wondering if their open marriage was still serving them as it once had. Sophia listened, her thoughts mirroring his. She admitted to feeling a growing need for a deeper connection, something that transient relationships couldn't fulfill. The realizations were confronting, yet necessary. They talked about the evolution of their feelings, the natural progression of any long-term relationship. The physical distance had amplified these changes, making them more pronounced upon reunion. As they walked along the Seine one evening, the city lights reflecting in the water, they delved into a heartfelt discussion about their future. The open aspect of their marriage, once a source of liberation, now seemed to cast a shadow of doubt on their relationship. Sophia voiced her concerns about the emotional impact of their lifestyle. She missed the simplicity of monogamy at times, the undivided attention and commitment. Vincent nodded in understanding, sharing his own concerns about the emotional toll of their arrangement. The conversation was a turning point. They realized that the strength of their relationship lay in its fluidity, its ability to evolve with time. The open marriage had served its purpose, but now it was time to reassess and redefine their terms. The decision to shift towards a more traditional, monogamous setup was mutual. It was not a step back, but rather a step forward, a reflection of their current needs and desires. The change was a testament to their ability to grow and adapt, to put their relationship above all else. As their time in Paris drew to a close, Vincent and Sophia felt a renewed sense of connection. They promised to be more mindful of their needs, to communicate openly as they navigated this new phase of their relationship. Sophia's return to Toronto was bittersweet, but they parted with a sense of hope. Their relationship had weathered many storms, and this latest realization was just another testament to their enduring love. The future was uncertain, but they were ready to face it together, stronger and more united than ever. The sun dipped below the horizon in Paris, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple. Vincent stood on his balcony, reflecting on the recent changes in his life. The decision to transition to a monogamous relationship with Sophia had been significant, yet it felt right. It was a new chapter in their journey, one that filled him with a sense of hope and determination. Sophia, back in Toronto, found herself in a similar reflective state. The shift in their relationship dynamics had brought a newfound sense of clarity and purpose. Their time apart had been a period of growth and self-discovery, and now, they were ready to embark on this new path together. Their daily conversations took on a new depth. They spoke about their future with excitement, discussing plans to eventually live together in the same city. The physical distance between them was still a challenge, but their commitment to each other had never been stronger. They were more intentional in their interactions, each call and message a reaffirmation of their love and dedication. Vincent found himself rediscovering Sophia, appreciating the nuances and changes in her personality. He was enamored by her strength and independence, qualities that had only deepened over time. His own experiences in their open marriage had taught him much about himself, lessons he now brought into their renewed relationship. Sophia, on her part, felt a sense of peace and contentment. The decision to be monogamous had lifted a weight off her shoulders, a weight she hadn't fully realized she was carrying. She found joy in the simplicity of their commitment, a stark contrast to the complexities of their previous arrangement. The challenges they faced were different now, but they tackled them with a unified front. They worked on closing the physical distance, planning visits, and eventually, a permanent move. The logistics were daunting, but their resolve was unwavering. As the months passed, their relationship blossomed. The decision to focus solely on each other brought a level of intimacy and understanding that they had not experienced before. They learned to cherish the mundane aspects of their lives, sharing the small details that they had previously overlooked. Vincent's plan to relocate to Toronto became a reality. The move was a significant step, marking the end of their long-distance relationship. The day he arrived in Toronto, Sophia was waiting for him, her eyes shining with tears of joy. Their reunion was a celebration, a testament to the trials they had overcome and the love that had sustained them. Together in Toronto, Vincent and Sophia began building their life anew. They explored the city, creating new memories in the place that had once only been part of Sophia's world. Their relationship thrived in the shared space, each day a discovery of the joys of being together. As they sat in their new home one evening, looking out at the Toronto skyline, they reflected on their journey. The path they had taken was unconventional, filled with twists and turns, but it was uniquely theirs. They had embraced the changes, growing individually and as a couple. Their story was a reminder that love is not static, it is a dynamic force that evolves with time and experience. They had learned to adapt, to communicate, and to love in ways they had never imagined. Their journey was a testament to the power of embracing change, of facing the unknown with an open heart and mind. In their different worlds, They had shared one heart, and now, in their shared world, their hearts beat together, stronger and more in sync than ever before.